Guys, so we're finally back with the last video for day one of the World Championships in Budapest. Now, I just wanted to say sorry for the late delay. So this will be the women's 10K that I did find very interesting as well, and then we'll be jumping in right into the men's first heat and second heat of the 100 meters, and then we'll jump right into the women's 100 meters for day two. Okay, so we'll be covering some of the important races first, and then we'll be followed by other races that we also find interesting. Okay guys, let us start. So this one is the women's 10K, which I always find it very fascinating every year that the Ethiopians or any distance runners around the world, like the Kenyans or so, when they're running the long mile distance or whatever mile that they're running, it's always fascinating to see that, because to show how much potential human beings are, we're able to run for such a long time. For a mammal that's like with two legs, we're so compatible with so much energy. If we get the right fitness, we could do so much. So let us check it out right now, and I'll see you guys in the video right now.
We are ready for the first time here tonight that medals will be awarded on the track. It is the women's 10,000 meters final, and
so this is the women's 10,000 meters final. It starts with the it's just amazing. It's just amazing. Is that heat one? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to skip that, right? Stefan Hassan. I've been seeing her name so much. For day one, she ran the 1500, and day one she also ran. So there's so much scheduling for the World Championships, the events that are being covered for the 5,000, the 1500, and the 10,000. So it's a lot of events. So Stefan Hassan is very amazing from what I heard. So let's continue now.
Gold in the 5 and 10. It was an incredible performance. She has been asked time and again, by the way, why are you doing this? A very simple answer: to see if I can.
She likes a big challenge. Remember, this woman ran a marathon not that long ago, the London Marathon, her debut marathon, and won.
Oh, and how did she do?
She won, and she's running another marathon shortly after this championship. So Stefan Hassan just enjoys racing, enjoys challenging herself, and we're going to see that tonight.
As a distance runner, and a really successful one, as a globally renowned distance runner, how would you like this menu of events?
No,
it's
I
brutal.
did the 5-10 double, and it was great. Adding the 15, 3 rounds, no way.
Well, let's bet today will be one of those.
And people forget this. So when you're running the 10,000 and the 5,000, like I remember I did the 5,000 when I was, I think, high school or college. This was my first experience. That's when I was like a bit skinnier. And that, let me tell you, it will take the breath out. You have to run, but you have to run at your own pace, because if you don't do that, you're gonna get very winded, because there's so much going on and there's so much that you need to do to keep your mind and your staggering part, because the way they line up is not traditionally like on the blocks. It's at the angle cut of each of them. So first people up front, second people in the back, so you could see what I mean. It's a cutout. So on the track it tells you, okay, this is where the 1500 is, this is where the 10K is. So it's pretty amazing. So let's watch it.
It's making this race.
All right,
there. Difficult for
Stefan Hassan. So interesting.
Because today is the defending world champion.
And if I'm not mistaken, for all the distance runners that runs track, if I'm not wrong, don't you guys normally have something called a pacer, which someone that leads the entire pack at first, and then that person, after 2 rounds, the person gives it up, and the person that's now leading, they set the pace. Because I've been seeing that even in marathons, or even like 8 laps or something.
This is going to be a fascinating 10K as the women begin here under the lights of this beautiful, brand new National Athletic Center.
And this really is a beautiful facility, Lee. There's no stone unturned. It's just absolutely beautiful facility. And we see them kind of jogging here. Now, this is the craft of the 10,000. There's many different options. There's someone that can go and push for a long way. Sometimes we see them ease into it. And that's what we're seeing right now. Notice all of the favorites, pre-race favorites, are in the back right now. And look at Safan Hassan.
And look at the distance. So for the women's 10,000 meters right now, you have Alicia Munson, you have Taiki, you have Safan Hassan, you have Liz, you have Iran from Kenya, we have Ellis Krentz, we have all the top 12, and then lastly from Brazil. So it's a lot of momentum to start off and then to maintain that momentum and to run your own race. That is not an easy thing.
Barely lifting her feet off the ground in last place.
3 U.S. women in this event. You see hip number 6 there, that's Elise Cranny, who won the 5,000 and 10,000 at the recent US Championships. Natasha Rogers is out in front, and then if you look along the rail, a little further back to hip number 7, that's Alicia Monson.
Munson really has a chance to mix it up here. Of course, all of the women do. Cranny won the US Championship. She has an incredible finish and just ran a very, very fast mile, second fastest mile of all time by an American woman. But Munson has been racing a little bit more. She's set multiple American records this year, including in this event. And so I think she's just a little sharper, and she's been in these events a little bit more this year.
I think people sometimes mistaking the distance runners as, I don't know if I'm not mistaken, as not strong enough. I think they're some of the most resilient runners because they're like the heavy hitters that people don't realize. They run for a long time. Imagine you had a distance runner that they run for a long time, and then now imagine that person converting that energy into 400s and 800. They will blast off.
So the women's 10,000 is underway, and look all the way in the back. You see Safan Hassan, and this is pretty much trademark. She will take her time, assess the field, assess the pace, make her move. It's worth saying that this morning, when she was in her 1,500 meter heat, she was 9th going into the bell lap and won.
I mean, she makes up ground like no one I've ever seen, but it's almost comical if you see her right now at the back. It's almost like she's just sputtering along as easily as possible, but this is a very slow pace. They were 83 seconds through the quarter, so this is very pedestrian.
It's a Kenyan 1-2, followed by the Ethiopians, and here comes Team USA's Alicia Munson.
Munson has put herself in very difficult races this year. She wants to take that next step up and become a contender, and everything she did set her up for this moment right now.
Everybody watching in Wisconsin, this is your lady. Alicia Munson, the 25-year-old, is pushing as hard as she can into these final 2 laps. Can she go on and hang with the Ethiopians and the Kenyans? What's Safan Hassan got left over these final 800 meters? Hassan's at the back of this pack. Here comes Munson. She pushes up. She's in the top 5. And will be tested like never before over these closing 2 laps.
And look how she's getting pushed out to the outside. They don't want her to come up there. She needs to stay strong right now, not get annoyed by being pushed around. They have just over 600 meters to go, and a medal is a very good reality for her right now. Gide has decided to take the lead and push now. She doesn't have as good of a kick as Sagai and Hassan, but she did prove last year at World Champs she can find it if she needs it.
Like I said, it's always a fascination for me to see a human being bring their most potential out, and you rarely see things like that.
Ethiopia 1-2, then Kenya with Kamai, and then the US with Alicia Munson. What a performance coming to the bell lap.
Lee, I'm dying. This is going to be such an incredible last lap. There are
and here's her son. You see her son? You see her son, what she just did? She just made a move. She was from behind. See, when you're a great runner, you let everybody else run, and then you catch up.
Now, she's finally going to the arm. She has looked so relaxed this whole time, and now we can finally tell by her form that she's ready to put in some work.
Her coach, Dathan
There she is.
will be so pleased with the way that she has constructed this race. And look out, from last to sixth and in contention for a medal is the Netherlands' Sifan Hassan. We told you right at the top of this race, she rocked and shocked the world, or maybe she didn't, by winning the London Marathon in the very first one. And here she comes, the first three finals.
Yo, it's always exciting to see this. Like, you don't see people. This is why I love the distance running. When they start getting down to the final few laps, you start realizing that the distance running people, they could run. Like, they could put some sprints to shame if they have to. Like, they like the slow burners. But when they decide to be like, all right, that's it, it's time to pack up, they do that.
Sifan Hassan.
And this is what we see. She was stumbling at the beginning with the slow pace, but now she completely changes the dynamic of the race in 15 meters.
Sagai is trying to go with her.
Yo, they do not play.
Champion. Sifan Hassan, who is doing the 1,500, 5,000, and 10,000. She's doing it because she said, I want to see if I can.
Oh,
she falls. Sifan Hassan had gold in her hands, and she falls with the line inside.
Tagay won.
Oh, you've got to feel for Sifan Hassan.
Oh, man.
She was giving it everything.
Oh my God, man. Oh, I feel so bad. Oh, man.
To the end, in a wild scrap with Sagai of Ethiopia.
Tagay is
And she
not.
went down. Let's Letzenbeck today
Oh, she scraped.
there.
Oh, shoot. She scraped herself, man.
to console her. What an incredible finish. Gudaf Sagai is a world champion for Ethiopia, and Sifan Hassan is left to wonder what may have been.
Honestly, she looks like she's in shock, Lee. She was smiling at first, and now she's kind of like, what just happened? That was such an intense sprint between her and Sagai, and they were both all the way in the well, as deep as can be. And when you're there, it's kind of easy to get tripped up because your energy is just gone. You're just using everything you can. And I think she's a little bit in shock that that just happened.
26-year-old Ethiopian Gudaf Sagai is the 2023 Women's 10,000 meter world champion. And it's an Ethiopian sweep.
And yes, they sweep. They went 1, 2, and 3.
Gold, silver, bronze. This is what happened to Sifan Hassan in the orange top with the line in sight.
It was almost as if she overstride, there was an overstride. She could feel Sagai coming. She just tried to force that finish, and she just overstride a little bit and then caught her toe.
So guys, we're gonna stop there. Like I said, congratulations to Guy for winning and her other teammates. They went 1, 2, and 3, guys. They went 1, 2, and 3. Like, this is amazing. This is amazing things in athletic sport that keeps us going further and further on. Congratulations to the 3 ladies. This was an amazing distance race. Like I said, this is something that I always wanted to talk about on my channel. Distance is something that I grew up watching, and I remember I started my distance journey when I was in middle school, and then over the years I became a sprinter. I became a better sprinter because of distance. It allowed me to know how to recover fast, and it allowed me how to become a stronger 400 runner. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, our goal is to hit 1K, and thank you guys so much. We are almost about to reach 700 subscribers, and I just am so grateful and so humbled for this moment. Thank you guys so much. Like and subscribe. Next video.